Hey kids, did you know that ants are some of the most fascinating creatures on Earth? These tiny insects might seem small, but they're super strong, super smart, and super cool. Let's dive into 10 fun facts about ants that will make you see them in a whole new way. Ready? Let's go. Ants are super strong. Did you know ants can carry up to 50 times their body weight? That's like a kid lifting a car. Ants have super strong muscles relative to their size, which helps them carry food, build nests, and even move their friends. Imagine if you could carry your whole class on your back. Ants do that every day. But how do they do it? Ants have a special exoskeleton, which is like a hard outer shell that protects their bodies. This exoskeleton also gives them the strength to lift heavy objects. Plus, their tiny size means they don't have to fight gravity as much as bigger animals do. So, while they might be small, they're mighty. Ants don't have ears like we do, but they can feel vibrations through the ground. They use their legs and antennae to sense what's happening around them. It's like having superpowers that let them hear footsteps or danger coming. Cool, right? Ants are so good at feeling vibrations that they can even tell the difference between the footsteps of a friend and an enemy. If an ant from another colony tries to invade, they'll know right away and prepare to defend their home. It's like having a built-in alarm system. Some ants, like leafcutter ants, are farmers. They cut leaves, bring them back to their nests, and use them to grow fungus, which they eat. It's like having a tiny garden underground. These ants even have special workers whose job is to take care of the fungus. Talk about teamwork. Leafcutter ants don't actually eat the leaves they collect. Instead, they chew them up into a paste and use it to grow a special kind of fungus. This fungus is their main food source, and they take great care of it. If the fungus gets sick, the whole colony could be in trouble. So these ants are like tiny farmers, tending to their crops every day. Number 4. Ants have 2 stomachs. Yes, you read that right. Ants have 2 stomachs. One is for their own food, and the other is for sharing food with other ants. This is called trophallaxis, and it's how ants feed their queen and baby ants. It's like having a lunchbox just for sharing with your friends. When an ant finds food, it stores some in its social stomach and brings it back to the nest. Then it shares the food with other ants by regurgitating it. This might sound gross to us, but for ants, it's a way to make sure everyone in the colony gets fed. It's like a big family dinner, but with ants. 5. Ants can swim. Not all ants can swim, but some, like fire ants, can survive in water by linking their bodies together to form a raft. They can float for days until they find dry land. It's like a lifeboat made of ants. How awesome is that? Fire ants are especially good at this. When it rains or their nest floods, they grab onto each other with their legs and jaws, creating a floating raft. The ants on the bottom might get wet, but the ones on top stay dry. This teamwork helps the whole colony survive. It's like a giant ant life preserver. 6. Ants are as old as dinosaurs. Ants have been around for over 100 million years. That means they were alive during the time of the dinosaurs. Scientists have found ant fossils trapped in amber, which is like nature's time capsule. These tiny creatures have seen it all. The oldest ant fossil ever found is about 92 million years old. That's older than the Tyrannosaurus rex. Ants have survived ice ages, volcanic eruptions, and even the asteroid that wiped out the dinosaurs. They're some of the toughest creatures on Earth. Ants have super colonies. Some ants live in super colonies that stretch for miles and have millions of ants working together. The largest known ant super colony is in Europe and spans over 3,700 miles. That's like having a city that stretches across an entire country. In a super colony, ants from different nests work together instead of fighting. They share food and resources, and they even help each other out. It's like a giant ant family that never stops growing. Scientists think some super colonies have billions of ants living in them. That's more people than live in some countries. Ants are clean freaks. Ants are very clean insects. They spend a lot of time grooming themselves and each other to stay healthy. They even have special cleaning stations in their nests. It's like having a tiny ant spa. Ants use their legs and antennae to clean dirt and germs off their bodies. They also lick each other to keep their friends clean. This helps prevent diseases from spreading in the colony. Some ants even have special bacteria on their bodies that act like natural antibiotics. It's like they have their own tiny doctors. 9. Ants can be zombies. Okay, not really, but there's a type of fungus that can take over an ant's brain and control its body. The ant becomes a zombie and does whatever the fungus tells it to do. It's like something out of a sci-fi movie, but it's real. The fungus, called Ophiocordyceps, infects the ant and makes it climb to a high place, like a tree branch. Then, the ant bites down on the branch and stays there until it dies. After the ant dies, the fungus grows out of its body and releases spores to infect more ants. It's creepy but fascinating. Ants are great communicators. Ants talk to each other using chemicals called pheromones. They leave trails of these chemicals to tell other ants where to find food or warn them about danger. It's like leaving secret messages for your friends to follow. Ants have different pheromones for different messages. For example, if an ant finds food, it will leave a trail of food pheromones for other ants to follow. If there's danger, it will release alarm pheromones to warn the colony. Some ants even use pheromones to mark their territory, like a no trespassing sign. So what do you think? Aren't ants amazing? Next time you see an ant, remember how strong, smart, and cool they are. Maybe you'll even want to learn more about these incredible insects. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more fun facts. See you next time, explorers.